Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Little Filmosa. I am YJ, and with me is two lovely people. It's June.
Hello.
And Shuing.
Hello.
And today, we're going to talk about a movie. If you listen to our previous episode, it's called Sergio. It was recommended by June. And before we start, I'm going to give you a little bit of summary or a synopsis to refresh what this movie is all about. And our podcast is not spoiler-free kind of podcast. I repeat,
yes.
not a spoiler-free kind of podcast. If you don't want to be spoiled,
Just get away.
yeah, stop listening now and go and watch the movie and come back and listen to us. So the synopsis, the movie presents Sergio Vieira de Mello, played by Wagner Moura, in his later life when he was the United Nations Transitional Administrator in East Timor between 1999 to 2002, and as United Nations Special Representative in Iraq in 2003. During his time in East Timor, he met Carolina Larriera, played by Ana de Armas, while jogging. Good things happen when you stay healthy. What usually happens when two lonely, attractive opposite gender in a foreign country met while they are jogging? They felt passionately in love, of course. After he managed to lead East Timor to independence, he completed his task and set to leave East Timor. While Sergio is competent in making decisions to solve world conflict, he is in dilemma on what he wants from the relationship with Carolina. Finally, he decided to be in a serious relationship with Carolina after she left him and wants her to move to Rio de Janeiro with him. Fast forward a year later, he was assigned as United Nations Special Representative in Iraq after the assassination of Osama bin Laden to reform a functional...
It's Osama. You said Obama, so I think you need to change that.
Yeah.
That
It's Osama. I also heard Obama. I was like, when Obama being assassinated?
Oh, okay. All right. Fast forward a year later, he was assigned as United Nations Special Representative in Iraq after the assassination of Osama bin Laden to reform a functional government together with Carolina and his team. Disaster soon befell when a bomb exploded at Canal Hotel, trapping Sergio under the rubble and was never made it out alive in the end. So, June, how would you rate the movie out of 10?
Whew. Wow, first question. Such a tough question. Out of 10.
Tough, it is not that tough, come on.
I would say it's 7 for me. Slightly higher than the ratings from Netflix, I think.
Alright.
I just feel that there are a lot of small things in the film that I appreciate. It portrays the life of being a UN ambassador in a very quite a realistic way, and also it shed light on what are the conflicts, what are the internal struggles that these UN ambassadors are always having. Right, not only politically, not only their job, right, in terms of trying to negotiate for peace, facing constant threats and danger, but also on their family life, where they have to move around so much and they have to neglect their family in order to get the job done, etc. So I think it's quite a realistic portrayal, and also at the same time it feels very artistic for me. I basically really like the main character, Wagner Moura, right? You mentioned.
Yep.
He's a lead actor. I think he portrayed the role very well.
I agree. I think he portrayed that character Sergio, even though I don't really know him or watch his documentary before, it's very believable. He has that charisma that makes him looks like a United Nations ambassador. All right, Sui, what about you?
I hold quite different opinion than June. I will rate it 4/10. This movie didn't work for me. Even also talking about acting, I think Anna de Armas. I think she is the standout for me compared to Ragnar Morer, right? I think he's fine. I think he's fine. Just that I think Anna de Armas does certain scenes she draw my attention better as well. Then overall the movie, I agree with what Jun say is that it has a interesting and interesting premise, interesting story set up. I don't recall I have watched much movie that is about United Nation, the people that work in United Nation. I think the story actually has potential, but I just feel the movie doesn't fully realize the potential of it. It went to a direction that I'm not that interested, honestly.
Yeah, never really watch any movies regarding a United Nation representative besides this. So in the beginning, I thought I'll be watching a biography, but instead it turns into a sort of drama. I think the
Yeah.
category is drama, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I actually rate the same as Shui, which is 4 out of 10. And this story unfolds in a way that it's not really immersive enough for me or able to hold my attention long enough.
Agree.
Yeah. If I want to know what Sergio did, there's not much information shown in the movie that what kind of things that he actually did besides the one scene where he managed to, what do you call that, to
convince the president of Indonesia, right? Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
to convince Indonesia or East Timor independence. And yeah, there's one scene I remember very clearly where he went into the forest in Cambodia, met with, is it Khmer? I'm not sure.
Yeah, the Khmer Rouge leader.
Yeah, that scene is very interesting, but it just ended there. I think that is the most interesting dialogue that so far I get it from that movie. And if we were to talk about romance or drama, it's really surface level, I feel. And the way that the story was told is in a flashback kind of way, right? Where Sergio was stuck under the rubble after the bomb explosion. And when they use this flashback method, the first movie that came to my mind to compare with is The Trial of Chicago 7. It's the quite latest kind of movie. I'm not sure if have you watched it, Jun?
No. Yeah, probably that's why I rate it very high, because I don't watch a lot of movies these days. Any movies that I watch is like, oh, very good.
Yeah, it's okay. The Trial of Chicago 7, they uses the flashback to reveal something important to the movie and manage to capture our attention. Yes. For this movie, it is mostly used for plot progression and character development. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but it's a little bit flat for my taste.
I also somehow compare it with the Trial of Chicago 7, because recently I just watched the Trial of the Chicago 7. And I think the main problem of this movie for me is the script, actually, because the script does not, like, it has a lot of potentials, like just now talk about when he nego with the Indonesian president, and like when how he like help East Timor to be independent. I wanted to see more of that, but it was like always when they touch about something important, then the scene just end there, then go to another parts that a lot of scenes I feel very loose. Like even in the beginning when he was like having some conflict with the US, I forget the position, the US representative in Iraq, and like they like he doesn't support US anymore. It has I feel that it has a tension and the conflicts to come already, but it just end there. It doesn't fully, that's why I feel that it doesn't fully realize, it doesn't fully realize the conflicts, the tension. I wanted to see more how a United Nation, because United Nations supposed to be like how he claims that they are independent. Then I want to see how he like play within the big power, the local power, the US power, like how he play in this scenario within all the different powers has different agendas. But it doesn't, it just like touch then left already, touch then left already, and so it left me unsatisfied. I feel like it can be more. It has a lot of potential. It can be more. I feel that.
That's why I think our expectation towards the movie is very important.
So.
If we were to go into this movie thinking that it's about biography or some sort like a documentary kind of movie, then yeah, I think you'll be disappointed like how you feel. But then afterward, I look at it, oh, it's actually about drama. So it wants to talk more about Sergio on how he managed his struggles on his family, with his kids, and his to show the human side of Sergio instead of what his achievement is. Then yeah, then I'm a bit, oh, okay, it's not too bad. It's not that bad.
maybe Jun, you share that what you like about the movie. Yeah.
I think you're right saying that the movie is really about who Sergio is and what is his daily life about. What does he do? What is his internal struggle? More than telling about his achievement, right? Because I think the movie also portrays some of his defects, right? Which is not a very good parent. He is having a wife in Switzerland and then have another like woman in his work. So it does portray his defects, and he did some really rash decisions, right? Like removing the US security in front of his hotel canal, in front of the building. That is what caused the bomb, right? So these are also some of the weakness that's being portrayed. But what attracts me towards this character is his unwavering belief. When you look at his speech, I can really feel that, hey, he really believes that UN does play an important role and peace can be achieved, and they can actually broker for peace. And he's quite, I mean, his charisma is shown, and his wit is also shown, right? There's a lot of different scenes that I picked up. I guess, yeah, for me, I appreciate it not on a overall plot level. Like, I don't care, right, how the story is progressing and what it's trying to tell me. I care about more how the movie is portraying the life of a UN ambassador, and also the romance of a Brazilian and a Argentinian. These little scenes that kind of capture my attention. So for example, when they were running, right, that's where he meet Carolina in East Timor, right? And I remember there's this dialogue that he said, "There's nothing like the sound of Kalashnikov in the morning." That is a really creative way of putting things, I would say, because that's like an English idiom of saying nothing like the smell of good coffee in the morning, nothing like the sound of birds chirping in the morning, right? And this is he's trying to find, using his wit, right? He's very witty, right? So using his wit, he's managed to find certain humor in a pretty dark situation. So he's like, nothing like the sound of Kalashnikov in the morning. That's a really great pickup line. If you want to hit on some girl. He made the best out of it.
There's a lot of scenes, a few scenes that I really like. One of them is the scene where he met the Timorese, the local Timorese,
yes.
Senorinha, where the old lady managed to deliver the script in a non-cheesy way. It's a very powerful way. That scene, yeah, I'm just glad that she managed to deliver it without being too cheesy. You know which part, right? The one where she said, she's been waiting for the future to arrive. Oh, that part is very nice. Perfect.
I think that one is really one of the best scene in the movie. Yes.
She wanted to become a cloud and float to her land and rain down her soil and stay at her soil forever.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that was quite nice.
It's the movie does stress quite a lot about homeland actually. Like Sergio is he's missing his home, Brazil, and he always wanted to go back there. Then and talk about like East Timor, the Timorian ladies. They want their home, and and it has this. I do feel there are some details are good, are interesting. Then it just like I was like, I hope the movie can stick in either direction. Then it could go further on that.
But one thing is that maybe if they expand a bit on the plot of the tension, right, all these little scenes will not happen, right? Because it's sort of a way of portraying in a very daily life. They are trying to portray the normal things in daily life to us rather than focusing on the bigger tension of plots, right? Like you say, how did he, pull a all-nighter to prepare what he wants to talk to the Indonesian president about? How did the Indonesian president react after that? Like they didn't show any scene of the troops, going away from Indonesia and all these things. I guess if they focus a bit more on that, then interesting scene would not appear.
I think for me, I not mind that if focus less drama kind of way, like to focus more on the characters, their daily life to that side. I do not mind actually, but I think that's why I honestly I don't really feel much for the title character Sergio, as in the actor does portray his charm. But actually wittiness I also don't feel that because I think that one is because of the dialogue. The dialogue written was a bit it doesn't feel witty for me. It doesn't feel but I feel like House of Cards, that kind of dialogue is witty lah. And this one is like because it's political talk, that's why it's something like it draw me out. I was like I don't feel politicians talk this way actually. Or like if you as a United Nations representative to mingle around these people, I don't feel you talk this way. I don't know. Maybe they really talk this way of the United Nations. Then but just that I just feel this way. I just don't feel they will. It doesn't feel right. So I don't mind if they go full on the character side, the human side of that. But I somehow I do not really. I think the whole movie gives me a feeling very fragmentized, like very pieces and pieces. I can't really follow that character, Sergio, the title character, throughout the journey. I was in and out. So I don't have much attachment to the character even as well. Even though I see his sons and his struggle with the Carolina and his struggle between his works and family, but I just feel it's not enough. It doesn't have enough for me to really feel for him actually. But I'm glad you like it.
Yeah, it's like if he wants to do about this human stuff or his struggle, the movie tries to show this, but it's not deep enough that we can feel that. Oh yeah, the son, he doesn't even know the son is allergic to prawn. It's just like the son. Oh yeah, he doesn't know about his allergic. Then that's it. I don't feel the sadness or the thing from the movie. I don't know. It's just me maybe.
I think it's very. I have very different thoughts, but I think the script the dialogue was written very well for me. Yeah. It's just
good. It's good that you like it. Oh well.
But yeah, probably wrong movie to recommend.
It's okay. It's okay. I think it's good that we have different tastes. Have a movie that everyone like is also not that interesting, to be honest.
Yeah.
I do, but when I watch, I was like, I think June will like the romance part. Yeah, do you?
Yeah, the romance part is quite nice. The romance part is it's
the most memorable scene of this.
Yeah,
the sex
it is.
scene, right?
The what?
The sex.
The sex scene.
No. There's one scene where he was trying to make coffee for Carolina.
Yes, I saw that. I remember that as well.
That at this time his weed come out again, right? Because Carolina likes to drink coffee with a lot of sugar, and
she likes to drink sugar with coffee.
Exactly. So he was like putting 3 scoops of sugar into the coffee, and then after that he was saying, "So more coffee for your sugar."
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, okay, that's quite witty.
That scene is nice. That detail is nice.
Yeah, and then there's another scene where he was making eggs, right? They were both together, and he was like cooking eggs. He was frying eggs, and it's in a very cheeky way. He was like, "Okay, this part is secret. You need to go." Right. So he's like,
I remember that as well.
yeah.
I
this-
remember, but I don't understand like what secret.
So he's saying that he has a secret way to make eggs.
So his
oh,
yeah,
secret
and-
recipe. His
yeah,
secret recipe.
yeah.
And the girl is not supposed to see. So he said, now go. So it's a very cheeky way to portray the romance between them.
I do think two of them got good chemistry actually. I think that's why when I watch, I do think that I think Jun like this part. Yeah, I do think the romance part is nice. Just that I'm more of a I'm that kind of, I watch movie. I also more like meaty stuff lah. I want to see the UN stuff more. Like, I want to see how he nego with power and all these things. I was like romance. I was like I'm less interested.
Right.
Talking about this part, it reminds me of the movie Theory of Everything with Eddie Redmayne and Felicia. I think it's Felicia Stones. Let me check out her name again. Then that one is a considered biography movie of Stephen Hawking. But actually, it was focused on Stephen Hawking love life and marriage life. Yeah, so it gives me the same feeling as well that why it was more focused on that side. I'm more interested to see his breakthrough in science and what. But I think Theory of Everything at least still got the part that because we all know Stephen Hawking has the disease ALS, right? Then we see him how he from a normal, like a very healthy young man, promising smart scientist, due to the disease and how this disease affected his life and also his marriage. So at least it still got that part that it captured me. Then and I think the Eddie Redmayne acting was he won Oscar for that lah. So that's why his acting was really become Stephen Hawking. But it does remind me of that. I was like when I watched that I was like I didn't expect. I thought I watched Stephen Hawking. I will more focus on his life or his career achievement or what. But I didn't expect it was focused on his love life and marriage life actually.
One good thing that came out from the movie is the amount of research I did after watching the movie. Research on the event that took place in the movie. I get to learn a lot.
Yes.
There's a documentary in Netflix, by the way.
About Sergio as well,
this.
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you really want to know the meat, you should watch that documentary. Then it helps you
because
connect the pieces.
Before that, I only know that United Nations is like a peacekeeper, but I don't really know what do they do.
Yeah.
Now I know that they go there and they set up they try to help the local do re-election or etc.
They become like the third party to ensure the balance of the powers between countries.
Yeah.
I interested on that part actually for me.
And I also learned that Sergio is a very womanizer.
Yeah.
Before that, he also has one more woman before
So
Carolina.
every girl, every woman that he works with is in the different different team, you have an affair. Yeah.
When you watch the Theory of Everything, you will realize that Stephen Hawking also could be. He also has quite an interesting marriage life as well.
Oh wow.
It is same as Albert Einstein as well, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't know Albert Einstein's love story, to be honest. Okay, maybe I should watch a movie.
Every genius or every famous people is a womanizer at some point.
Yeah.
No. I'm
guess
just saying,
it's-
I don't know.
I don't know. I was but
So
when I
then the
watched
question is, are you first famous then a womanizer, or are you have to be a womanizer in order to be famous?
I think June brought up a good point because when I watched the Theory of Everything, actually it was spoiler of the Theory of Everything, because it was when he really almost like fully paralyzed already. He has affairs. I find it very difficult to believe that, but it was a true event in the real life. So I was like, wow, I don't know, it's because you are famous or what, but definitely Stephen Hawking is a brilliant man. I have no doubt. I want to complain about Netflix, man. Seriously,
Why?
about their Chinese translation. The first half I watched in the Chinese translated subtitle, and usually actually their translation quite okay one, quite legit one. It wasn't like simply translated, but this time they translate Iraq in the Chinese is Iran actually.
Wow.
I was like, why the people keep pronounce Iraq, but then the Chinese word of that country is Iran. As I recall, it should be in Iraq. Then I changed to the English subtitle. Yeah, it's Iraq. Then I seriously think the Netflix Chinese translator team need to change their subtitle for this. Iraq and Iran
Oh,
are
that's
two
really
countries.
bad. Yeah, actually enemies. Both
Yeah,
of them
I
are
was like,
enemies.
yeah. It was really like, I was like, oh, okay, this one, I was like, oh, I should really bring this up, man. Seriously, Netflix, your translation team need to be more professional, man.
Wow, that's a big error.
That's a big error. I was like, Iran and Iraq is different country. Come on.
I think maybe why the movie is also quite relevant to me is what's happening right now in Myanmar. Also, because I personally I work quite closely with Myanmar, and
Yeah, it reminds me. They have a
UN was trying to do something as well. Yeah, they have a UN special envoy now. Of course, it's not Sergio because he's dead, but there's another woman, right? And I was watching her giving answers to the press on what she's doing to help out the situation in Myanmar, and she mentioned one thing that makes me like, well, how can people be so stubborn, right? So the one thing is like people asking, have you met with the army of Myanmar, right? The one that made the coup. And then she said, yes, I've talked to them. And then she said she warned them, right? If this coup continues, then there's going to be a lot of sanctions. A lot of countries will not do trade with you, and you will lose a lot of money, and Myanmar go back to poverty, right? Then the army just respond, if that's the case, so be it. We'll just need to learn how to work with very few friends. And I was like, wow, it's super hard to be in the UN's position to really negotiate peace with this type of people, because like they don't care, right?
It is actually Myanmar situation is really quite worrying, and it's like it's sad lah. Actually, it's sad that they actually has made some progress, and now again.
But also like from internet side, you know, all the keyboard warriors are you saying like, yeah, UN is not doing anything. UN is like just sitting idly. But I think, what can you expect from them? Like realistically, right? So, I mean, just to have a presentation to my boss tomorrow, right? I am working the slides like to like 12 a.m. right? Imagine you have to like talk and meet to a dictator, or you have to talk and meet to the like a general tomorrow. How much effort you need to put, right, to actually prepare for that? It's crazy. I think it's like, yeah.
I'm not sure. I've been to Myanmar also, and I know the situation. The poverty there is pretty bad even before that. There's already evidence that they don't really, even before they don't really do anything don't even help out much to the lower class society. So yeah, it's pretty tough for them.
Then it's tough actually.
Yeah.
Our prayers go to Myanmar.
No prayers for you. Prayers doesn't do anything.
True.
I mean, I did share some stuff on my Facebook so that you can donate to the press there.
Oh, okay, can. We'll check out.
So, yeah.
When I was in Myanmar last year, we were advised to support the small private local businesses and to limit the amount of money going to the government, because most of the tourist spot you have to pay a certain amount of fee, and the fee will go directly to the government, which supports the regime.
Oh, really?
For example, in Bagan, they have literally the military setting up an entrance booth and selling the tickets or collecting fees to enter Bagan. And sometimes they even patrol inside Bagan to check if you have the valid ticket or not, because they used to share these loopholes on where can you enter Bagan without paying the fee. But now I think it's almost impossible to do that anymore.
So the soldiers are there collecting the money?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
wow. Imagine you're a soldier and your job is to collect money.
Become cashier.
That's
Well.
interesting.
Interesting. Yeah. Oh, good.
Let me finish by citing the quote from the late Yu Win-tin, former NLP leader and political prisoner. We want people to come to Burma not to help the junta, but to help the people by understanding the situation, political, economy, moral, everything. To have a very big cruise ship with hundreds of tourists coming in, that's a lot of money for the regime, and so we don't like such big business. All right. Anything else to add on?
No.
No. Very different point of views this time.
I think that is about it for this time. For our next episode, we will be talking about I Care a Lot. It's a movie you can find on Netflix. So if you want to listen to us and not get spoiled, watch that movie first and then come join us again. Until next time, bye!
Bye, everyone.